In the UFC, most fighters sell fear. They posture, they threaten, they intimidate.
Big hooks. They both exchanged hooks.
Down goes Hall.
That's it.
Paulo Costa does it again.
But Paulo Costa, Borrachinha, was selling something different, something raw. He wasn't just scary, he was chaos incarnate.
But look at Costa, the young guy, not just headhunting here. Going to the body.
That's it.
Wow. Paulo Costa.
Undefeated, 13 wins, 11 by knockout, a physique like it was sculpted from granite, and fists that didn't just win fights, they ended them.
Excellent combination of body shot there. Borrachinha trying to finish Bamboche here.
When Costa entered the cage, it wasn't a contest. It was a demolition job. The UFC pushed him hard, and fans, they couldn't get enough. He looked like a superhero and fought like a wrecking ball. It was pure mayhem, and he was unstoppable. Until he wasn't. Suddenly, everything fell apart. Was it the wine? Was he finally exposed? Or was something deeper unraveling behind the scenes? This is the story of Paulo Costa, how he went from a terrifying middleweight juggernaut to one of the UFC's most perplexing enigmas, and why, even now, the most dangerous chapter of his career might still be ahead of him. Humble beginnings. Paulo Costa was born in Belo Horizonte, in the state of Minas Gerais, Brazil. He didn't grow up in luxury, far from it. His father picked up whatever jobs he could find to keep the family afloat, while his mother worked tirelessly to hold the household together. Costa wasn't some prodigy nurtured by a prestigious gym. He wasn't born into martial arts royalty. He worked a normal job, just another teenager trying to find his place. That changed when his older brother dragged him to a local jiu-jitsu gym at 17. From there, everything shifted. He had no background in wrestling, no boxing titles, just raw, explosive power, and the kind of fearless confidence you can't teach. By 21, he turned pro. 3 fights, 3 knockouts, all in the first round. Brazil took notice. So did the UFC. The meteoric rise. Costa made his name on The Ultimate Fighter, Brazil 3. People couldn't stop talking about how he moved, not like a rookie, but like a hunter. And physically, he was a spectacle. 6 feet tall, 215 pounds, with muscle stacked on muscle. But it wasn't just about looks. He was fast, coordinated, and strong enough that a sports lab once compared his power to that of a heavyweight. He made his UFC debut in 2017 at Fight Night Fortaleza. TKO'd his opponent in under 90 seconds. Then came UFC 212. Same story, another walk-off finish. But it was UFC 217 at Madison Square Garden that really put him on the map. His opponent? Former champ Johnny Hendricks, the same Hendricks who once went 5 rounds with GSP. But against Costa, he looked helpless. Body kicks echoed like gunshots. Hooks sent him bouncing off the cage. 2nd round TKO. Joe Rogan exploded. Dana White called Costa a future star, and he was. The eraser. Costa didn't just win fights, he wrecked people. He wasn't tactical, he was tactical violence. Walk forward, cut the cage, break the body. He averaged nearly 7 strikes per minute, most of them targeting the ribs, liver, and lungs. He didn't jab, he didn't wait. He attacked like a tank. Analysts noticed how he trapped opponents against the fence. He moved like a predator, not wasting energy, just closing off exits until it was too late. He didn't mind getting hit because he always hit harder in return. Opponents started to break mentally before the fight even began. You could see it in their eyes. He smiled during stare-downs, flexed, laughed. The intimidation worked before the first bell even rang, and on social media, he played the part. Memes, training videos, shirtless, always grinning, always dangerous. He wasn't just a fighter, he was a myth. The turning point, Yoel Romero and the fall. Then came the Yoel Romero fight, a war that proved Costa could go toe-to-toe with one of the most feared men in the sport and still come out on top. That win made it official. Next stop, a title shot against Israel Adesanya. The buildup was electric. 2 undefeated fighters, a belt on the line. Mind games, memes, trash talk. Costa called Adesanya skinny, weak, overrated. But when they finally stepped into the octagon at UFC 253, the myth cracked. Adesanya wasn't just better, he was on another level. Costa looked flat, confused, slow. Leg kicks battered him. Jabs cut through his guard. He barely landed a strike in round 1. By round 2, it was over. A head kick, a straight left. Costa dropped, ground and pound. Adesanya even taunted him mid-fight and mocked him after. It was a public dismantling. The wrecking machine had been torn apart in less than 10 minutes. The aftermath: wine, memes, and mayhem. After the fight, Costa dropped a bombshell. He'd drunk a full bottle of wine the night before the bout. He couldn't sleep, he said, needed to relax. Fans were stunned. Was it a joke? A real excuse? He doubled down, claimed the wine dulled his reflexes, blamed the UFC for messing with the fight schedule, said he wasn't himself, but fans didn't buy it. Sympathy turned to mockery. The Brazilian Hulk had become a meme. And then, silence. No rematch. No redemption arc. Just a full year off. When he returned, it was against Marvin Vettori, and things got even weirder. Costa showed up 25 pounds overweight. First, the fight was bumped to 1950, then to 205. Somehow, Vettori still agreed. Costa looked massive, still powerful, but Vettori outworked him, took his shots, pushed the pace, won the decision. Costa had gone from title contender to unreliable, from feared to frustrating. The meme era. Instead of focusing on redemption, Costa leaned into chaos. He embraced the meme. He tweeted about secret juice, called himself the juice god, mocked drug testing agencies, walked into interviews with a gallon jug of mystery yellow liquid, called fighters virgins, live tweeted women's fights like they were chess tournaments. It was hilarious and bizarre, but it also felt like something was slipping. This was the man who once destroyed middleweights for fun. Now he was better known for Twitter antics than his fight game. A glimmer of the old Costa. In 2022, he finally returned against Luke Rockhold. It was ugly, brutal, bloody, but Costa got the win. Still dangerous, still Costa. Then, nothing again. Pulled out of fights with Robert Whittaker and Ikram Aliskerov, a contract dispute. No-showed UFC 291. Then came the big one, a fight with Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 294. Big hype, but again, withdrawn. This time due to a serious elbow infection. Costa posted graphic images, swelling, surgery, stitches. Some fans believed him. Others didn't know what to think anymore. The enigma. So where does that leave us? Paulo Costa is still only in his early 30s, still a force, still capable of wrecking anyone on the right night. But the myth, that aura of invincibility, it's long gone. What's left is something more complicated. A fighter with jaw-dropping power, but unpredictable behavior. A former monster who became a meme and might be fighting ghosts inside his own head more than opponents in the cage. But don't write him off yet, because if there's one thing we know about Paulo Costa, it's that when he's locked in, he's still one of the scariest fighters alive. And maybe, just maybe, that version of Costa hasn't had his final say.